people, welcome to another exciting edition of the Nigerian People and Culture. Still at the Afac Expo is another exciting event going on here. It is the Kaduna State Day, and we will bring you a lot that they have to showcase to us, from the traditional dances to their traditional cuisines. So you won't want to miss this. Just stay tuned and don't go away. Hello, welcome back. I hope you are having a wonderful time with us. Here with me is the Commissioner of Arts and Culture, Kaduna State. He will be talking to us about Kaduna and some of the rich cultural heritage that Kaduna has. Let's meet you, sir.
Kaduna, in Osho, is a center of learning, a citadel of power in Nigeria.
Okay, tell us about the art and craft in Kaduna. What can we have in Kaduna?
Talking about art and craft, Kaduna as a state is well endowed by way of cultural people, and because culture begets arts and craft, we will as well say we are endowed with numerous arts, crafts and artifacts which stands out in the sector of arts and crafts.
Okay, so you're talking about tourism in Kaduna. What are those tourism potentials we can find in Kaduna?
The tourism potentials we can have in Kaduna is, of course, our cultural, traditional heritages that date back hundreds and thousands of years. Like you will know or remember, the world-renowned Nok terracotta or Nok heritage, which is today not just Kaduna State or Nigerian, but a global civilization, is from Kaduna, because it originates from a village, Nok, which is in Jaba local government in Kaduna State. We also have the famous Kofena rocks and mountains. We also have the seat of power of the legendary female warrior, the queen of Zazzau, the Queen Amina, which is in Turunku. We also have the all-famous Kagoro Hills and mountains. We have several falls, waterfalls that are famous in Kagoro, in Masirga, and some of the local areas in Binugwari.
Okay, now let's talk about Nigeria culture. Are we doing well in boosting our culture? Are we doing well in showcasing what we have?
I will start by saying culturally Nigeria is very, very rich, just as we are endowed. But unfortunately, because not much attention has been given to the cultural sector before now, it has been lying low. And because of the negligence it has suffered, that has resulted in also the suffering of our economy, because the cultural sector of the Nigerian nation is one big economic sector that is bigger, more buoyant, more stronger than the oil, because oil has lifespan. But in terms of economy and development, culture does not have a lifespan. Therefore, it's a good thing, a good development that we are experiencing now through the various authorities in the country and government agencies, the efforts and initiatives that are being put in place are bringing or calling attention to cultural development. And I can tell you, I stand tall, I stand confident to say this with no apology that it is now that Nigeria is beginning to discover the best way to go as far as economic development and growth is concerned.
Okay. So now we notice that our youths are not interested in cultural things. They all need, in terms of artifacts, we talk about Gucci, Louis Vuitton. They are just interested in boosting the other people's economy. So what advice do you have for the youth in embracing their own culture?
I don't want to start by giving the youth advice, but I want to start by saying why the youths have found themselves in the unfortunate situation or condition which we are referring to. Yes, they have no choice but to like and to love that which they know. So the fault is with the parenting, the elders, the government that have so neglected the culture, the very rich and enviable culture that God has given us and blessed us with. We go about raising or giving birth to our children and raising them without them knowing what their culture is. So what they come to know is what they will like, they will come to embrace. Therefore, like I said, this cannot be overemphasized. The fact that efforts and initiatives that are coming up now through government and her agencies and some private organizations aimed at promoting culture, developing culture, projecting culture is the best way to go, because that is the only way with which the young ones will come to know the culture, admire it, love it, and like it. And before we know it, they will begin to discard what we are referring to as foreign to us, which in no way matches the beauty of our culture. My advice is that we should love our culture, embrace our culture, develop our culture, project, communicate, and also export our culture. Thank you.
All right, thank you for staying tuned. Behind us here, I noticed a blind man making something. Join us and don't go away anytime soon, because we'll bring you this. Wow, we have moved to another segment of the program, which is the traditional cuisine from Kaduna State. And with me to talk about this is Mrs. Ndax. If you want to know what the Kaduna people have in terms of food, join me on this program and let's unravel this to you.
Kaduna State, as you know, Kaduna is an agricultural state that has a variety of food in Kaduna State. Our major meal, we have tuwo, we have tuwo aicha, we have tuwo dawa, we have tuwo alkama, that is wheat, we have tuwo joro, we have tuwo millet, we have different variety of tuwo. And in that tuwo, we have varieties of soup that we use to make. We have our traditional food, that is kalkashi, and we know the importance of kalkashi, the use of kalkashi in the body. Even those with hepatitis, we know that kalkashi cure hepatitis, and which of course is very rich in the body, and it has so many medicinal aspects of it. And we know tuwon aicha, we know aicha. All those with diabetes, they recommend them to take aicha and tamba. This is the kunu tamba. Kunu tamba is very rich. You can taste it, and it's very rich and it's medicinal in the body. You see it. It's so sweet.
It's very like sweet. It tastes like milk. Did you add milk into this?
This is our special meal that we get from our cow.
Okay.
From this meal, we can make, this is a kindurmo.
Okay.
From this kindurmo, we have milk, which we use to make yogurt with it. That's why you saw displaying yogurt.
Okay.
And from this meal, we make hura, and we know hura. This hura, we make it from millet, okay. We make it from tamba, we make it from hungry rice. We use it in different, and it's so rich in the body. Okay. So you can take this, mix this hura with nono and drink it. And this is the sugar. We don't use oyinbo, the foreign sugar that we see. Yes. We have our own traditional sugar, which has no, is purely tradition. It has no any preservative in it.
Got it from where?
Gotten from Kaduna State.
What do you use in making it?
It's from sugarcane.
Wow.
This is from sugarcane. Wow. We made this from sugarcane, and when you taste it, you can taste it. Yes. And it's so rich, and it's not harmful in the body. So it's the one we use in doing our kunu, in doing, putting in our drinks. Even the hura, it is this one that we use. Instead of using the foreign sugar, we use this one in doing it. And this is one. This another one. We call this nakia, and it's very rich too. You can taste it. It's very sweet. So nice.
And what do you use in making it?
We use wheat, we use rice. You can use wheat, you can use rice.
Eat it like this?
Yeah. We eat it like this. It's a snack.
Wow.
It's a snack. Yes, it's so rich.
Wow.
And in Kaduna State, we have alkaki. Alkaki is also being made from wheat. You see the wheat. Kaduna is so blessed with wheat. We have fish. We have varieties of fish, of food. We have geda, that is granite. Yes. This granite, we use it in so many things. We are blessed in so many things from granite. We don't buy foreign oil. Okay. Because we don't even know with what did they put inside. Some of them are so harmful to the body. Yes. But our own granite, even the taste in your body is different. Wow. Wow. We have a lot of varieties of food in Kaduna State. When you think of varieties and healthy food, come to Kaduna State. I don't think there is another state in Nigeria that can compete with Kaduna State when it comes to food. Wow. Yeah. Thank you very much, Ma, for having you on the program. Yeah. You heard that. No any state can compete with Kaduna. If you want to beat that, then you can invite us to come and have your own traditional cuisine so you can showcase it to people. Welcome. Wow, it has been a long time on this program, from the cultural dances to the traditional cuisine. Whichever, the
the Kaduna state has been able to show to us that there is no any other state that can beat their own traditional cuisine. So if you want to beat that, you could also invite us so we showcase your own also to the world. Wow, it's been a nice time. And don't go away, we are still on the program. I will now take you to the special advisor to the governor of Kaduna State. We'll be right back.
My name is Hajia Halima Idris. Well, Kaduna, as we all know, is one state that is doing wonderfully well. It's doing great. Its development is rising. Everything is doing well. And then in terms of culture, creativity, you know, my state is the first that has this office, Creative Arts Office. So it's one advantage the governor is trying to give to the people in the industry to come out and show what they have.
Okay.
What we did first was to register all the creative members in the state to find out who and who is doing what and where you are. And then we now, after having the whole data, we now collected the data and then grouped them into local governments. So we now know every local government what their potential is, what they need from the government, and what they can give back to the government. So in terms of creativity, I think there is no state that can compete with Kaduna, because most of the people you see in Nollywood now or in the creative industry, most of them started from Kaduna. So the talent is there. It's just for us to tap them and bring them out to showcase what they have in you know, in the media houses and all of that.
Okay, what efforts have the ministry, the cultural or creative arts, put in efforts to project the Kaduna culture?
Okay, culture is really not my department, because culture is another separate ministry. Mine is just the creative industry. But the effort we are putting now is we started by, I told you, registering everybody, getting them together. Now we're in the process of sensitization, and very soon we're going to have our own creative industry fair. And this is to showcase something similar to this, but it's to showcase what these people have for other people that are interested in, you know, buying their product or services, to get them and, you know, get their direct contact and all of that. So the most important thing is to expose them to the world, show them you can do this even without government. The idea is for them to stand on their own, give back to the society, the government, not to get from the government, but let it be the reverse the case for everybody.
Okay, so what is the advice you have for the youths who are not interested in art and craft, maybe creative stuff, who have this talent but they haven't seen it as something to do? What advice do you have?
You know, government can't do everything for everybody. Where Nigeria is too large for the government to take everybody's responsibility. So the first thing I tell people is, what can you do? Because we are all blessed in one sector or the other, or we have different potentials that we can showcase. So what you have, just sit down, find out from yourself, what can I really do? If you know what you can do, go for it. Use your brain positively. Do not go into drugs. Do not, you know, go into toggery. There are a lot of things you can do with yourself, with your time. So instead of you spending the whole time on social media, you know, posting or chatting up, you can use that to make money. How do you make money? Whatever you have, you can sell it online, and that is going to be great for them and the economy as well. Yes.
So what advice do you have for Nigeria in terms of projecting Nigerian arts and crafts globally?
I think if the federal government and the state government would give the creative industry a chance, we are going to have three sources of income in the country. One is the petroleum, which is going down, we all know, and then the agriculture, which is coming up and booming. And very soon, I tell you, in the next 10 years, the creative industry is going to take over. Because countries like India, countries like China, countries like America do not depend on oil. They depend on either the creative industry or people that are doing stuff on their own. So we have to learn to give back to the government instead of us getting from the government. Yes. So that is it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
back. What an exciting one there. Wow, from the cultural dances to the traditional cuisine, there is a lot to have here at the Afac Expo. Well, I have gotten my own key, traditionally and locally made with Ankara. That is another way of boosting the Nigerian culture. Well, if you have many things to showcase to us, why don't you just call us with the numbers down below your screen, and then we'll come there and showcase this. It is all about projecting the Nigerian culture. But until then, I remain yours truly, Indila Mangai. Bye for now.